Have you ever wanted to have a Linux distro that looks exactly like Windows? Well, welcome to Wubuntu, a project, or rather a Linux distro that tries to emulate Windows as much as it can. And it has been getting some discussions recently. A lot of YouTube videos have been made for it, and I wanted to try it out for myself. And I have it installed here on our HP laptop from 2008, which I did finally actually install an SSD in it, so things should be a bit snappier. First things first, this login screen looks nothing, and I say nothing, like Windows 11. It actually reminiscent of Ubuntu, which is what this distro is based on, Ubuntu. And another thing you'll notice is that it says Power Toys unregistered here on the right side, which, yes, this distro has a paid version which does boast extra features, but yeah, a paid Linux distro? That's a bit weird, and we'll talk about that later. But let's just jump right into it and log into our account. And here we are. Welcome to Windows 11 built on top of Linux. So at first glance, it actually does look like Windows, right? I mean, you have your start menu here. If you click on it, yeah, that looks like Windows. You got your Microsoft Edge here. The wallpaper certainly looks like Windows, right? But if you take a look at the clock, right? The clock, that's a really dead giveaway already that it's not actually Windows. It feels like some sort of Windows version that you would download off AliExpress or something. Obviously, this is Linux. So if we just jump on the start menu here, it does have Microsoft Edge. It has Dolphin. So if we click on Dolphin, let's see what, yeah, so, okay, that's Dolphin. And I should also preface this, I'm not going to pretend that I am some kind of seasoned Linux user. I'm not. I do daily drive Windows. And as you can see, this looks nothing like Windows. I'm sorry. I know they tried to emulate it, but it already doesn't look like Windows, which is not a big deal. I mean, this is just a, file explorer, so it's not like the biggest deal in the world. It does have all the icons from Windows, which is kind of cool, I guess. But let's go back to the start menu. We also have the Android. It just says Android, which is kind of weird. It has OneDrive. I'm pretty sure OneDrive is just one word, so it's kind of weird that there's a space in there. There's Kate and Only Office, system settings, just there's the info center, and it also has the Microsoft Copilot, which we'll have to try it out later, but for now, let's just keep exploring here. Jump on system settings here. Let's see what we have here. And it just says powertoys.control. And if you're just a a Windows user just using this, and you want, you're maybe tired of Windows, there's a lot of bloatware, which this does state that it does run really well on low spec machines, which this is, and it runs fairly well, all things considered. But if you take a look at this, I mean, okay, this does kind of look like the Windows control panel that you get with Windows. So there's in system, you get display options. Let's see what, oh, you can contribute. Yeah, whatever. Okay, that's the okay, that's the display settings right there. I maybe need to stop saying that it's not Windows. Obviously, it's not Windows. They're trying to emulate Windows, but so far, I gotta be honest, they're not doing the best of jobs here. Let's go to Bluetooth devices. Checks out. You got your phone. So, they're telling me to contribute. No, I don't want to contribute right now. Please don't bother me. When you click on devices, I need to enter my password. This is Linux, so my password will be requested everywhere. And this message just does not go away. Maybe it's because I'm using a free version of this distro, but can I just disable this forever? No? Maybe not. This might be on for the entire of the video. We're just gonna put a big block here, right here, to hide the notification. But it has all the basic stuff. The network, that looks, this page looks very similar to Windows until you probably click, yeah. And then it just stops looking like Windows after a while. Customization, let's see what we have here. Colors, window decorations, Wubuntu Light, Wubuntu Dark, yeah. I guess this is how you enable dark mode. Is this really how it works? Oh, it didn't change the bottom menu. That's strange. I finally found how to change the wallpaper. You just right click here and it opens a different menu to change your wallpaper. So yeah, okay. And yeah, you got your wallpapers here. Check it out. You got all the Windows 11 wallpapers for sure. So they got that going on. For someone who daily drives Windows 11, this is sort of weird. There's a lot of Linux still left in this. And maybe they will work on it, Oh, I love this. Folder view, and it says authors, Ike Hain. It kind of feels like this, this OS was made by just a few guys, which is probably true. You still have accounts. Obviously, don't need to use a Microsoft account for this. It's kind of weird that it says local account, so they're still trying to kind of emulate Windows there, which is kind of funny. You can click on your information. You can change your stuff here if you want to. Let's dive in deeper. Games? I'm actually interested to see games. Maybe they have, oh, you can set up like, calibrate your controller, set up an Xbox controller. Oh, look at this menu. This is, okay. Warning, it is necessary. They misspelled necessary here. Accessibility, privacy and security. So yeah, you have your firewall here. You can access that. Power Toys update. Obviously, maybe there's going to be updates. Actually, I already have a notification here that says that there's an update available. So maybe they fixed something already or added something new. I'm not sure. But that's settings in a nutshell. I just downloaded this yesterday, so there's already an update. So somebody is actively working on this project. It's not like it's a dead project already or anything. But we'll talk about the legality aspect of this project a bit later. But that's pretty much it. Okay, so the settings panel looks interesting. Let's check out, oh, it's not responding, guys. Oh no. Application control is not responding yet. Terminate it. I don't care. So if we just go on the network settings, ooh, this menu looks nice. Check it out. It shows my speed and how much data is using. I like this. This is actually a cool change. This is probably just part of some Ubuntu menu. I'm just gonna assume. You can correct me in the comments. I really want to try out Copilot. But before we try out Copilot, guys, if you want to support the channel, you like what we do here at Surfshark Academy, please do consider purchasing Surfshark via the first link in a description, because that way Surfshark sees that, hey, people really like this channel and let's continue this channel going. So I would really appreciate if you guys could do that. Let's open up Microsoft Copilot on this weird version of Linux. So it opened up this, I didn't even know that you can use Copilot on Linux. This is so weird. Okay, ask me anything. Yeah, sure. What do you think is better, Linux or Windows? Question mark. It's probably gonna, this is the reason why I don't like AI. It just usually comes up with some generic answer. Oh, the debate between Linux and Windows enthusiasts has been going on for years. Yeah, so it does list some pros and cons here. So it does work like, you know, Copilot would on your Windows 11 PC. It's actually pretty snappy as well. Like, can you generate an image of a Linux penguin stomping a Windows logo? Let's see what that does. Whoa, look at that. Sign in to create images? I have to sign into my Microsoft account? That's weird. Yeah, I have to sign. This is Bing. Oh my God. They're probably using some weird version of Microsoft Edge in order to get Copilot to work, but I have to actually sign in to my Microsoft account. All right, so I can't even do image generation with this Copilot because, and I can still talk like, hi, what's up? Okay, so Copilot does work, but there is a caveat that I'd like for them to put on their page that like you do need a Microsoft account to use some of this stuff. Okay, I'm curious to see how they handle software, because obviously a big part of Windows 11 is that you can use the Microsoft Store, or you can download just .exe files. So this looks like the Ubuntu Linux store that you can just download. Editor's choice, color paint, Krita, Capacious. You can download this game on Linux. It's probably, yeah, find the green duck. It's right here. Come on, pretty easy. Is there Skype? Can I download Skype? I mean, no, but there is a toxic CLI-based Tux client, whatever that is. Obviously, there's Office if you want to do that. This is probably a weird version of Office, but it probably does the job. It does only Office. You also need to have an account, or maybe I can just create a new one. Can I just do that? Yeah, okay, so I can just maybe write a video script on this this computer here, so that's kind of nice. This is actually a legitimate version, carbon copy of Office. I personally, I'm a bigger fan of Google Docs, but that's just me. I never used this widget menu on Windows myself. Activities, show the activity menu. Can I just drag that? Oh my God, it's a bit laggy, guys. Digital clock, can I just put that here? Oh my God, this gives me Windows Vista vibes. Look at this. You can have widgets on your screen. Can I drag this? I can't even drag this. Just get out of me here. Remove activities. But I will leave this clock. This clock is pretty cool. Yeah, I can't move it. All right, we'll just remove it then. Yeah, we removed it. Sorry. Weather report. Oh, really? You even put this at location, NYC? Let's see how, no weather stations found for NYC. Really? So let's just open up Microsoft Edge and see how that works. Yep, that's Microsoft Edge. So guys, Wubuntu. It's interesting, and after trying it out, do I recommend it? No, I don't recommend it. Surprise, surprise. Listen, if you really want to try Windows or you like Windows, then the reality is that you should just stick to Windows, because I do see what they're trying to do here. You know, they're trying to emulate Windows, obviously, but it just doesn't really work. I mean, if you want to use a Linux distro that does feel like Windows, you might as well just use something like Linux Mint. Linux Mint is great, and it's fully free, so you won't have annoying pop-ups. I'm not sure why those appeared all over the video. It's also going to be much better supported. Also, and you know, you can comment on this video a year later, I really do believe that Wubuntu, as it is right now, will probably not exist in a year or so, because yeah, I mean, you're using a lot of things and making money off of it with a lot of the Windows assets. So they have Windows plastered all over their page here. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I feel like, I just have this feeling like Microsoft is gonna take a look at it and is going to be like, hey, we should do something about it, right? So there's a legal aspect to it. Also, again, like I've said, you will not have all the ease of use of using a Windows PC. Still, there's also a big thing that they did boast about. If you go to downloads here, and yeah, you can buy a serial key, yeah, whatever. But here they also say that it is very lightweight. So, you know, you may hate Windows for its bloatware and things like that, which we did also make a video criticizing that. But on this old system, it does run well. I will say that. It does run pretty well. But still, I think for an older machine, I think something like Windows 10 LTSS is still gonna work better. You're gonna have all the game support you want and things like that. So all things in mind, yeah, I don't see the appeal of it. There's also a big thing with this Linux distro is that it is not open source. Also, with a lot of Linux distros, you don't know how your data is being handled. So there's also a privacy issue, even though it is Linux. And there's also just no credibility to these developers. I do respect what they're trying to do here. It's kind of surprising as well that there's a community here. There is a post here. There's an actual forum. There's 100 topics here. So there is people who actually legitimately like Wubuntu. But guys, if you want to see maybe some of the reasons why Linux is even, you know, this project, why does it even exist? Why is there a distro that is trying to emulate Windows in the first place? Then go watch this video right here. It is a video that we've made on why Linux isn't popular. We go over an article that lists a bunch of reasons, and I think it's a pretty good video that you should check out. But that's gonna be it for now. Wubuntu, thumbs down, but Linux in general, thumbs up. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Later.